Yashri, and how are you all? I hope you're doing fine. In this video, we'll be seeing the continuation of geography, lesson number 1, interiors of the earth. In the last video, we saw that about crust, mantle, outer core and inner core. So in this lesson, we'll be seeing about the layers of the earth. So, what is the layers of the earth and how are the layers of the earth formed? We'll be seeing about them, and we'll be also looking at the major parts of the earth that we are going to be reviewing today, okay? So, the idea of this entire chapter is to make us understand the layers of the earth, how they work, what is their use. So, from 5th grade, we only know that there are three layers: crust, mantle, core. But in this lesson, we'll be seeing the subdivisions of them. The crust has 2 divisions, mantle also has 2 divisions, core also has 2 divisions. So we'll be learning about each thing, okay? First, let's see the layers of the earth, okay? We learned that the earth is only a planet known to support life. But how was the planet created and how is its layers formed? Let us find out. Over 4.6 billion years ago, a giant cloud of dust and gas formed in the outer space after the Big Bang. This cloud of gas and dust, called nebula, was held together by gravity. Later, this nebula was collapsed and formed the sun, planets and other celestial bodies that we see. So, you know the Big Bang theory, right? That a big giant rock broke in and they all got together. After the Big Bang theory, there was a cloud formed with gas and dust particles known as nebula. That also collapsed, which was held by gravity and made the celestial bodies we see today. So, if we see at the beginning, Earth was also not a livable planet because it was so hot and you can't live. But as slowly after it starts cooling down, it became like the harder material came to the center, becoming the core. The semi-liquid became the mantle. The hardest part became the crust. Like that, they had made it. The structures. Crust, it is the outermost layer of the earth. Mantle, it is the second layer that lies below the crust. Outer core, it is the third layer that lies below mantle. Inner core, that is the fourth layer, that is the innermost layer of earth. So we are going to see about these 4 things in detail. But the crust and mantle are divided into 2 parts, but they haven't given them a mention. But in the topics they have given. Crust is the thinnest layer of earth made up of solid rocks. It is divided into 2. Continental and oceanic crust. Continental crust is nothing but the land crust that we see, what we are building houses on, what we are walking on and all of that. Oceanic crust is something where oceans are developing. So the ocean, whenever you step inside a small pool of water or an ocean, the land below the water is known as oceanic crust. It is the continental crust is made up of silica and aluminium known as Cr. The oceanic crust is made up of silicon and magnesium known as Cma. And the thickness of the crust varies from 5 to 8 kilometers because it's the thinnest layer. And the ocean thickness is the thickest layer. The oceanic crust is 35 to 70 kilometers under the continents. Its temperature ranges up to 0 to 700 degrees Celsius. Now let's see mantle. It is the thickest layer. It is thick because it has 2,900 kilometer thickness. It is divided into 2, that is upper and lower mantle. It is made up of semi-liquid or molten rocks. It largely contains silica, iron, magnesium. The temperature ranges about 870 degrees to 4,400 degrees Celsius. The outer core is the liquid part of core. It is 2,300 kilometers thick. It is made up of nickel and iron known as ferrum and also referred as knife. Its temperature ranges between 6,400 degrees and 4,400 degrees Celsius to 6,100 degrees Celsius. The inner core is 1,200 kilometers thick. It has the same composition of the outer core, but it's a little bit more hardened. It is solid due to the high pressure. Its temperature is as high as 6,000 degrees Celsius. So the hottest layer of Earth is outer core because it is 6,100 Celsius. So now we saw the layers of Earth. What are the layers made up of? They're made up of rocks and minerals. So let's learn about the rocks and minerals. Okay. Rocks, so I'll tell you the definition of it. Rocks are naturally occurring substances that form the part of the Earth's outermost layer. These rocks make up many things from tall mountains in Himalayas to the soil in our gardens. Rocks are made up of one or more minerals. So minerals are naturally occurring substances that contain one or more elements. Different elements have different chemical and physical properties. We will learn about more in the minerals chapter. So first let's talk about the rocks. That rock from the Himalayan mountain to the soil we step onto is made up of rocks. That rock is made up of one or more than one mineral. Such as, now you might be thinking, what's a mineral? Mineral is a natural occurring substance which has one or more element. Element is nothing but the chemical compositions, like a mineral. What can we say? A potassium, magnesium, zinc, like that. All the metals and the minerals, those are like calcium. In our body is also made up of minerals. Okay, our body also contains minerals. Most rocks may appear the same to us, but they vary in size, shape, texture, color, etc. These features determine the shape of the classified types. So all the stones, like if when you go to the playground, if you see the rocks, you think they're all only one rock. No, but there are 3 different types of rock. That is igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic rocks. So now let's see about igneous rock. So the interior of the earth is, okay, I'll just explain it to you. The molten rocks, whatever we are talking about, is like the molten material. So do you ever see a volcanic eruption? So we have to call it magma. Let me explain to you clearly. So if this is a volcano and this is the innermost part, the material which is inside the volcano is known as magma. When it comes out through the vent is nothing but the opening. When it comes out of the vent only, it is known as lava. Inside is known as magma. Okay. So when that magma, first let's see the first case. There are 2 types in which these igneous rocks are formed. So type 1 is that the mountains have not been heated up enough to erupt. So the magma inside solidifies and cools, making a rock. People I think this is the most rarest type because magma does not easily cool and solidify inside. But the second type can be mostly usually formed. The magma which is present in the volcano comes out as lava. That lava falls on the earth. After years and years, it cools down, forming another type of rock. So both of them, whenever they even if it is inside also, it's forming and becoming a rock. Even if it is outside also, the process may be quicker outside. Because inside the volcano, it is always going to be warm or heat. So the inside the volcano is a very rare condition, but outside the lava cooling type is very common. Okay, so let's just see the features of them. The rocks melt inside, so I told you that, and then instead of flowing onto the surface, instead of flowing out, the magma comes from the mantle. Okay. From the mantle, it gets heated up by the core, inner core, all those layers. From the mantle, it comes to the crust. From the crust, it comes out through the vent. It is nothing but the lava that comes out is coming from the crust. So sometimes as soon as it comes to the crust, before erupting itself, it may solidify inside like that. So the solidification inside the volcano are very rare cases due to its extreme hot temperatures, which are not gonna let it solidify and cool that easily. So that is igneous rock. So there is institutive and executive igneous rocks. So we'll see about this in the next video. So that's all for today. See you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye all.